Good afternoon, everybody. So in our case, we will be presenting a kind of a triple win collaboration between the University of Bordeaux, the city, and an emerging startup that works also in the region. So nowadays, climate change tends to converge the concerns of formerly contrasting territories. As we saw this morning, from international metropolises to developing megacities, the call for smart, sustainable, and resilient approaches to urban development has become necessary in order to anticipate and reduce the impacts of climate change. Urban and architectural development require innovative approaches to social, spatial, and ecological design. So the launch of interdisciplinary competitions is one of the initiatives that encourage universities to think of sustainable alternatives and inspire action. So during the first edition of the Solar Decathlon Middle East International Students Competition, held in 2018 in Dubai, Team Baitykool of the University of Bordeaux set out to design and build an innovative prototype of urban habitat in response to the socio-cultural context and the challenging, extremely hot climate of the region. So over the course of 2 years, from 2016 to 2018, this architecture and engineering competition allowed the students and the professors alike to experiment with challenge-based learning, seizing the opportunity to establish new relationships with various institutional and socioeconomic partners. So from design to manufacturing, to on-site construction, several experts companies on sustainable building innovation collaborated with the team to either fund the project, provide material goods, train students, or co-design innovative building integrated technologies. So as much as the student team benefited from skill building opportunities by being immersed in real-life challenges and being in contact with experts, the latter also benefited from new sources of ideas because young minds are really fresh and have exciting ideas to share, and also from the experimental platform and international exposure provided by the competing project, which is perfect opportunity to reach new clients. So before going further in this collaboration, let's go back to the genesis of the project. So in the last decade, several reports have revealed that temperatures across the world hit unprecedented records every year. And the city of Bordeaux itself is expected to reach up to 51 degrees by 2050, which is quite hot. At the launch of the first edition of the Solar Decathlon Middle East in 2016, dedicated to housing in extreme hot and humid climates, it only seemed natural to answer the call, as the climate conditions were already becoming more and more relatable in our own local context. So after reaching out for funding and support, the region of Nouvelle-Aquitaine, the capital of which is Bordeaux, quickly identified the relevance of such a challenge and its significance for the future of the area. And so they joined the adventure as a government institution sponsor. So, and also it aligned with their, the region's strategy to enforce green transition initiatives. So using pre-established scientific and academic collaborations, the schools of architecture and engineering in Bordeaux, as well as the University of Bordeaux, partnered with the departments of engineering and architecture of Al-Najah University in Nablus in Palestine, and Amity University in Dubai, so in the Emirates. This transnational collaboration was a way to build up true historical and sociocultural knowledge on the region, because coming from Europe, you just can't do things without knowing, in order to provide an adequate answer to the challenge of the competition. While architecture and engineering students represented the majority of the team members, students in communication, biology, sociology, and urban research worked together with the design team in order to add to the multidimensional aspects of the prototype. The goal was to build a fully functioning house that was anchored in its context, rather than a generic and disconnected showroom for green technology or building innovations. So as a result, a 90 square meter housing prototype was designed and inspired by a local vernacular architecture model. The building revisits the traditional courtyard house configuration to adapt to its various types of inhabitants, and we'll see more of the pictures throughout the presentation. And of course, because we also have reasons to brag, among the 21 competing international teams, Baitykool ranked third overall with high distinctions in sustainability, energy efficiency, BIPV architecture, and a lot of more prizes. But I won't show you everything now. So as a part of its strategy of seeking local partners, Team Baitykool, as a representative of the University of Bordeaux, succeeded in approaching and attracting several French industrial partners. They equally valued the exclusive opportunity to showcase their support for innovation. And so that is how the encounter with Arkiturria happened.
To fully understand the value of this collaboration, you must first understand what Arkiturria offers. So with Arkiturria, we want to put the living at the center of the building and at the service of the inhabitants. Our wish is to get out of the current water management scheme, and which seems totally unreasonable when we see the quantity of drinking water used every day for uses like toilets, for example. So you certainly all know the big hydrologic cycle, which is the planetary or the Earth scale, the little hydrologic cycle, which is the city scale, and we want to develop the micro cycle, the micro water cycle, which is at the scale of the building or the neighborhood, and which make it possible to use each drop of water entering into the house its full potential. So to do this, we design, we dimension, we maintain, and we build bio-inspired systems integrated in the architecture. So when I'm talking about bio-inspired systems, our work is mainly focuses on the phytopurification, which is a process which use the capacity of certain plants to catch all the pollutant of the wastewater, and so to purify the wastewater from the building, and a food production system like aquaponics. And aquaponics is a water cycle based on three major actors: the fishes, the plants, and the bacteria. So the fishes will create some waste. The waste will be transformed by the bacteria into nutrients, and this nutrient will feed all the plants. So it's a water cycle which is totally virtuous, and it allows us to save around 90% of water compared to traditional culture. So to drive the company, we are two co-founders. Bertrand Canigiani, sorry, it's a qualified architect who has worked for 15 years in sustainable housing design offices, and I'm a hydrobiologist, but we will talk about it just after. In the case of Baitykool, the reflection around autonomy was complete. So the team said to itself, okay, we are creating an autonomous housing in terms of energy, but maybe we can push the innovation till the maximum and try to create a totally autonomous house. So that's why they came to Bertrand, my partner, to work on it. So for my part, I'm representative of the value of the kind of project, a collaborative project like ENLIGHT, because at the beginning of Baitykool, I was an average student in medical biology who was wondering about the usefulness of his studies. And I had chosen the University of Biology after high school out of interest, but after 2 years passed on the bench of the University of Biology, I was asking what was the value, and I needed to found a real concrete project. So that's why I go to Baitykool and I give all my free time for the biology part of the prototype of Baitykool. The work I did was rewarded because one of the project managers offered me an internship. And guess who became my internship supervisor? That was Bertrand. So participating in Baitykool phase made me realize that medical biology was not the specialty I clearly wanted. So I switched to a master's degree in aquatic ecology. So I became hydrobiologist. And the results were quite different. So in parallel to my studies, I offered my service to the Baitykool team, which was transforming the project into a living lab. And as soon as my studies ended, Bertrand and me got together, and we decided to give another dimension to Arkiturria and become a real startup. So we became partners, and the entrepreneurial project aroused interest, especially from the university, which offered me the status of student entrepreneur, which allows me to value and validate all the skills that I have acquired and that I still acquire today. So as a little conclusion, this type of collaborative project, which is represented by ENLIGHT today, is clearly a win-win collaboration. It's a bit schizophrenia time, but as a student, you raised your knowledge so fast and develop skills and network during all your studies. And as a private company or a startup, the real value of this collaboration is applied from the system conceptualization till the market and the network development. So it's really interesting to use this kind of project, and that's why we decided to continue to try and to give our skills to this kind of project.
So, as Axel has just said, the participating students to the competition all renewed their awareness of the importance of water management systems and discovered the virtuous technology that they could apply to their own projects as young professionals. And some have even made a vocation out of it, as you just saw. And beyond Baitykool, the university benefited from great challenge-based learning opportunity that involve sustainability, environmental transition, and innovation all at once. And also, as you heard earlier, the end of the competition marked a new beginning for Baitykool as a team and as a prototype. So it became a living lab, which is BK Lab, in 2019 to further develop the integrated innovations through research and PhD programs. So first on the competition sites, then the whole prototype was transported to another neighborhood to give it a real life, actually, not just on the competition site. So that was in 2021. And Arkiturria have been such a valuable partner that it was crucial to keep them in the loop and involved in the improvement of the BK Lab water system. And in return, they benefit from the data collected from the prototype to improve their own technologies. And so after seeing the many opportunities for challenge-based learning, scientific research, and technology development that a project like Baitykool allowed, the University of Bordeaux initiated a new and similar project with the core group of Baitykool to design and build a sustainable and innovative prototype of student housing as part of the Augmented University for Campus and Work Transition in Bordeaux. So we moved from Dubai and the desert, and now we're back to Bordeaux. So a new student team coming from various disciplinary fields was formed at the end of 2021 to start working on the design of a pioneering living lab of student housing that will serve as a prototype of the future campus of the city. So social inclusion, urban strategy, biosource materials, energy efficiency, and of course, water management, with the help of Arkiturria, we hope, figure among the many challenges that this ever-growing multidisciplinary team has to tackle in order to design yet another project and learn new skills along the way. So since the project is designed as a living lab, the civil society is effectively involved from the very beginning as an important stakeholder. So students represent the main users this housing prototype will be built for, and through their own experiences and their needs, their contribution to the project is key to achieve the holy quadrinity, I don't know who said it earlier, but that we all aspire for. So this new project, we hope, will be an opportunity for European participation as, and plot twist, we are planning to use it as a basis for an ENLIGHT Living Lab program as a real-life challenge that we will further detail tomorrow during AIM Day. So here's a teaser. And so thank you for your attention, and we will all see you there tomorrow, hopefully. Thank you.